Good morning. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I am so excited to be before you guys on today. I know the setup is very different. Hey y'all, come on in the building. Come on in the building. I'm like super duper excited. I am. I am so excited, you guys. Hold on, because I need to make sure, number one, this system stuff is like working, okay? I have to make sure of that. When you come on, say hello. Don't be scared. Hey, y'all. Come on in. Welcome to the PushThru Motivation Show. Woo-woo! I want to make sure that you guys can hear me okay. All of that good stuff before I get started. Y'all with technology, child, come on. Your girl, like I'll be learning something new, seriously, like every day when it comes to this technology stuff. And like, oh my gosh, it is mind-blowing, okay? But I am definitely excited. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. It is another day that God has blessed us with to make a difference, to make an impact, to be grateful for what He is doing in and throughout your life. If you still have a job, be grateful for that. If God is using you to be creative in this season, like He is me, for you to get paid for your gifts and your talents, then be grateful for that. Listen, God is just showing up and showing out. So I have to give thanks to Him for everything that He's doing in and throughout my life. So once again, when you come on, make sure you like it, love it, share it, tag someone in it, right? Anyone that you feel will gain value from the information that I'm going to be sharing on today, by all means, go ahead and do that, okay? So go ahead and get started. Miss Jasmine here. I call myself the PushThru coach because, I've been pushing people towards greatness since I came out the womb, okay? My whole entire philosophy behind PushThru Motivation, which I am the creator of that, is helping women mostly. I have some men that's following this brand as well, so I'm totally grateful for that. But the main thing is helping you to understand the importance of building something that man cannot take away, and that's your spiritual walk, your physical health, and your financial well-being. So for me, calling myself the PushThru coach, my thing is I focus on an entrepreneurial mindset. When I am helping these ladies to transition from a 9 to 5 to building your own, cultivating the purpose that God has placed on the inside of you. I knew that I no longer fit the corporate world when I was basically building my business while on the clock. I had a 10-year career in healthcare, the financial sector, until I was impacted by COVID. And actually, it was a blessing in disguise because I realized that my season was up. Okay? I'm going to say that again because I think the problem with us not stepping into our full purpose and maximizing the potential that God has placed on the inside of you is the simple fact that we stay in a certain season, place longer than we should because we're scared to take a step, basically. And so for me, y'all, like I have to share this story because it actually ties into what I'm going to talk about today. Basically, a scarcity mindset is what's killing your dream, right? So I remember literally, and I was thinking about, writing a post about this for my content tomorrow. And I like to be transparent about my journey and basically let you know that if you are working a full-time job and trying to build your business on the side, trying to build your dream on the side, I've been there, done that. I was a professional side hustlerpreneur for 7 years. And my main complaint was I didn't have enough time. right? A professional side hustlepreneur for 7 years. Sorry, for 7 years. And my main complaint was I did not have enough time. And honestly, that wasn't the real reason. Honestly, I can say now that wasn't the real reason. I was scared. I was scared. And I talk about it all the time, is that I think for a lot of us, we do not want to go full-fledged on what God has called us to do, because number one, we have the cares of life on our shoulders. That was my problem. Like the post that I was going to write about tomorrow. Listen, I knew how many hours of overtime I needed to get in order to get a certain paycheck, like every 2 weeks. I have become a professional at calculating how much overtime I needed to get to hit over a certain monthly amount as far as income. Like, y'all, it was crucial. And then the thing about it is, when things got heavy in my life, when things seriously got heavy in my life, when I was behind on bills, when my lights got turned off, actually twice, since I have been here in Houston, I was sitting there thinking back to myself, like, Jazz, God has given you all of these gifts, these talents, and things like that, and you're stuck at a 9-to-5 job. Like, y'all, on my lunch break or a forced break, I would go to my car and literally cry. Cry because I felt so unfulfilled. I would cry because I kept saying, like, God, I know I'm supposed to be making an impact on this generation and on future generations. What is the problem? Why can't, or why am I so scared to leave this job? And I know my season is up. Why am I so scared to leave? I am allowing man to determine how much I'm worth. And I know I'm far more worth than what they telling me I'm worth for this performance evaluation. Like, I know the amount of work that I put in far exceeds the amount they telling me that they're going to give me a raise, right? It's either 10 cents, 25 cents. Child, you lucky if you get $1 or $2, okay? For this, performance evaluation, and it's time for that merit increase, right? But I was so scared to take a step. Like, y'all, when I say the unfulfillment of being in a place where the season is up, and I'm stuck between, okay, God, should I move or should I wait for the perfect moment? Oh, God, should I walk in what you told me to do, or should I just wait till I have it all together? Should I take a step, or should I just continuously wait for the Holy Spirit to be like, oh, now it's time? No. Right? I would literally cry in my car. And I said, like, Lord, what is the disconnect to where I'm still here, I'm unfulfilled, but I'm stuck? What's the problem? Like, what's the problem? I know my season is up, but I still find myself going to a job that I know I hate every day. What's the problem? Like literally, I know a lot of you, if you're still working, you're going to a job you hate every day. You literally going to a job you hate. You hate, and then the thing about it is, hate is a strong word. But you suffer and you put up with it because you doubt yourself. You have the cares of life on your shoulders. You thinking, like, for me, I'm like, Lord, your girl got bills, okay? I'm thinking like, oh, well, I want to be debt free before I pursue my business like full time. And y'all, I've shared my story before. Your girl has close to over 40 grand $40,000 in student loans on a degree that I knew God told me to stop going to school a long time ago, because you go to college to get a career for the most part. And then what you get in this career, that career is always going to tell you how much you're worth, how much you can make. I'm not saying that having a job is all within itself bad. But what I am saying is you need to recognize when your season is up. I have ran across people, and you won't be surprised, especially in the healthcare field. There are people that have been in their same position for 30 plus years, and they do not know who they are outside of that position. Their dreams have diminished. They don't even know what they like. They don't even know what they dislike. They have become accustomed to this mundane routine. And I remember when I was working for this clinic here, and there was a triage nurse. It's crazy how, I was recruiting women off the job in just about every job I've been to. I could pinpoint a woman that don't fit in corporate America, and I'm helping them to hone in what's your gift. I don't know, and I guess that's how my program was invented and created, because I was literally at my job. I could pinpoint women, men too, but mostly women who no longer fit the corporate sector. And while we on the clock, I'm helping them to figure out, what are you good at? What can you contribute to the marketplace where you can get paid for doing it? I'm like, when I tell you I have been a side hustle professional for 7 years, I know the tweaks. Okay, you need to start this LLC. You need to get your account straight. Point you in the right direction as far as, who you need to go to for marketing on social media. Like, I'm telling you, side hustle professional for 7 years. So I was helping women while on the job. I'm like, you don't fit here, because the moment you constantly depend on your boss to tell you when you can and cannot take off, because you got to take your child to the doctor, and they telling you, oh, because of business needs, your request to be off is not granted, that's a problem. I like my coworker ex-coworker, but me and her, we're still close friends. I remember her telling me that every request for her to be off, every time she submitted a request to be off from her original boss, it was always denied. You mean to tell me, I understand business needs. Trust, I get it. But at the same time, it's your fault because you only hiring a certain amount of people that's needed. That's problem number one. So when I need to take off, you gonna deny me because can't nobody actually work my duties like I can. That's a problem. So that hurt me to my core. My coworker, ex-coworker, but best friend now, she's having to juggle, okay, who's going to watch her kids, right? She gotta shuffle her doctor's appointments around, right? She can't take off to go to her children's events. I had another coach. I'm telling you, your girl, I had become serious about trying to recruit women off the job, and I was still working, mind you. This other coworker of mine, and when she started this business opportunity, she called me recently and was like, Jasmine, I thought of you, and I started this new business opportunity, and you were the first person I thought about, and I wanted to call you and tell you when I was working and I was talking to her, like, what is it that you want to do? She said she wanted to open up a daycare. I mean, y'all are literally sitting on dreams. You are sitting on creative ideas, but because you're stuck in your own way, you think you can't do it. So I'm up here talking to her, and she said her 11, I think her daughter is 11, had told her that, Mom, because her daughter runs track. She was like, Mom, you never come to my events because you always have to work. And so my coworker at the time, she was like, that hurt her feelings, because she was like, oh my gosh, I am always at work. I remember my grandfather, he never made it to any of my events because he was always at work. Always at work. There's no such thing as a family life. Like, there's no such thing as work-life balance. Throw that slogan in the trash. Okay? Throw it all the way in the trash. Work-life balance, when you're working for somebody, to me, that doesn't exist. Unless you're going to forcibly call in. Work-life balance don't work. And I'm like, when she told me that, I told her, I said, don't you ever put this job before your child. Don't you ever put this job could let you go today and hire somebody else in your seat tomorrow. Don't you ever put this job before your children. I had said, like, I never want my daughter to get to the point where she feels as though I'm choosing everything else over her. Like, that really does something to a kid. Now that I'm grown and think about it, I'm like, man, my grandfather, he only showed up to my graduation. I never saw him out in the audience for, award ceremonies or, me being a part of band and, him coming to any of my performances. I don't remember that. And I know a lot of you all can relate. How many, when you were in school, were your parents able to come to any of your extracurricular activities? And if they wasn't able to come, 9 times out of 10, it was because they had to work. You let me know. Is that you? Okay. Did your parents make it to everything that you were involved in? 9 times out of 10, they didn't. And the excuse was they had to work. Like, I don't want my daughter to tell me that. So, scarcity mindset. It kills your dreams. Literally. Kills your dreams. And I want to tell you the number one reason why it kills your dreams. Number one, you feel like there will never be enough. You feel like there's a limited supply. You feel like there's a limited supply of money. Like I said, for me, because I was a pro at calculating how much overtime I needed to get to make it to a certain paycheck. Like, y'all, I was working over 100 hours a week. Literally 7 days a week. Literally 7 days a week. Literally, I have become a pro at calculating that up, right? Because I was trying to hit a certain amount every month, right? Because I was stuck in survival mode. I was trying to survive. And even with me working all that overtime, your girl was still behind on bills. So it's just like, Jazz, you doing too much. I'm working as if money gonna run out. I'm working as if God didn't put nothing on the inside of me. And I'll admit, like a lot of the business opportunities that I was doing as supplemental income, so to speak, I wasn't in alignment with those business opportunities. I'm not knocking anybody that's a part of network marketing. But here's the question I want to ask you. Instead of you getting linked up to an opportunity just to make a side income, I need you to ask yourself, is that opportunity in alignment? I think the first thing you think of is additional income, supplemental income. But at the same time, a lot of you all are involved in opportunities that are not in alignment with God wants you to do. That was me. I'm constantly trying to force myself to be a part of an opportunity that does not fit me. And so what? I did not succeed. Right? I did not succeed. So when it's all said and done, we're operating in a place where it's not enough. Like, I think about, I posted a video when this whole like pandemic thing first started. And y'all, I had went to the store to get some tissue. I went to the store to get some toilet tissue. And the post is, that video is somewhere on my Facebook page. Went to the store to get some toilet tissue. And this was like one Saturday morning, and I'm just out here living my life. And I go to H-E-B. H-E-B is a store here. And y'all, toilet tissue is out of stock. So I had to get Kleenex, right? The video was funny. I advise y'all to check it out. So I had to get Kleenex. But I realized that that was not only like my first experience, but that was all over the news. People getting tissue, toilet tissue, Scarcity mindset is if there's not going to be any more. You're up here buying all of this toilet tissue as if no more is going to be made. You're packing out your refrigerator as if you're going to be stuck in the house for months at a time. Like, you started getting in this panicky scarcity mode as if everything is running out and there's never going to be any more supply of that thing. So y'all, I wasn't upset about the toilet tissue. I just realized, I'm like, yo, I had to wipe my tail with Kleenex. Not to say that I'm above that, but I'm just saying that the mentality of a lot of people during that time when this pandemic originally broke out was the simple fact you're buying all of this stuff as if no more is going to be made, as if no more is going to be in the stores. Like, you are so fearful, okay? Scarcity mindset, as if there's never going to be any more. There's a limited supply. There's not enough. So I worked as if my money, like the money was going to always run out. That was me. I worked as such, right? I worked over 100 hours a week because the money, I felt like it was always going to run out. And the moment they cut overtime, I started panicking. Oh, I need to get me a second job. Oh, let's not forget to mention, I was the queen of not just a side hustlepreneur, but I held 2 jobs, a full-time and a part-time job, for real, for a couple of years, right? So just being ingrained in my mind, I always have to work hours, trading time for dollars to bring in money. Because I'm thinking, well, I would never be able to make my desired income off of one job. So what? I need a side hustle. So what? I need a second job, right? Because there's not enough. I don't make enough at this one job. So I need to get something else to supplement my mental state and be able to pay off these bills I got, right? Scarcity mindset. Instead of using what God has given me, my gifts and my talents, I always ran to what was comfortable. I always ran to a job, something that I can do with ease. I didn't have to think as hard. You get what I'm saying? Scarcity mindset, right? The next one is, in regards to that scarcity, thinking that there's not enough, I think about Jesus, because I have to bring Jesus in this, okay? I think about when Jesus fed the 5,000, and he was telling his disciples, he's like, listen, we got to feed these people. I don't want to send them away hungry. And then his disciples like, now Jesus, this is a lot of people. Where we going to get food from? Like, we ain't got nothing. And so Jesus asked, well, how many loaves of bread we got? I think he said like 7 loaves of bread and 2 fish. What did Jesus do? He blessed it, thank God for it. And at the end of the day, there was more than enough left over. There was more than enough left over. So when you think about it from that perspective, we serve a God of more than enough, right? We serve a God that's more than enough. He's limitless. If you depend on him as a source, if you depend on God as a source, like he asks you to, like he don't ask, he tell you to, but you have free will to choose. If you depend on God like he tells us to, then you won't have to think that there's never enough. I know for me, because I lost sight of trusting God as my source, I depended on my job as the source. My job had become my source. When I said, and how you like, Jazz, why do you say that? When I started putting more time in at my job than reading the word of God, when I started putting in more time at my job than spending with my kid, when I started putting more time in a job, period, and neglecting my duties at home, that means I have allowed that job to become my source. Instead of depending on God, that he's the source that provides the resources, point blank, in the period, right? So I had to get up out of that mindset that God wants me to be abundant. He's the God of more than enough, right? More than enough. He's the the source. So I need to stop putting my trust in mere resources and treating them as they are my source, such as my job, right? The next thing that kills your dreams with this scarcity mindset is you are competing to stay on top. When you're suffering from a scarcity mindset, you think you have to compete with everybody, and that's definitely not the case. Because at the end of the day, what's for you is for you. Can't nobody do it like you. So there is no competition. That when you compete, you're saying that there's a lack of something. But I'm telling you, y'all, I had to shift my mindset from an employee and started thinking, I'm gonna put it to you like this. I had to shift my mindset from thinking like an employee from a lack perspective and started thinking like an entrepreneur from an abundant perspective. Abundant perspective, where God is providing me with more than enough. If there is no competition, there is no lack, I know the Holy Spirit is going to guide me in the direction to where God is trying to take me to get what I need. I'm telling you, it'll be a phone call. Somebody will message you. I'm telling you, God has a way when you invite him in. God has a way of really guiding you and honing you in to what he wants you to do. And if you have this vision of what it is that you want to create, I'm telling you, invite him in. And I'm telling you, the moment you invite him in, he will literally cause all of the resources to come to you in order for that vision to be fulfilled. That's the people, that's the places, that's the things, that's the opportunities. If you invite him in, right? So now that I know that I serve a God of abundance, what is there to compete for? There is no lack. I have everything that I need. I serve a God that has a limitless supply. So what are you needing to compete for? What are you needing to compete for? Even if you are building your business on the side and you feel as though your market may be a little bit saturated, understand that can't nobody do it like you. You have a certain people that's going to vibe to you and how you do things. So you competing why? You competing why? There is no competition. There is no lack. You serve a God of abundance, right? Abundance. I don't care if there are thousands of people doing the same thing that you're doing. Can't nobody do it like you, right? You are called to certain people, right? Your vibe attracts your tribe. There's no need to compete, right? There's no need to compete. There's more than enough. There's more than enough customers. There's more than enough opportunities. There's just more than enough. Why? Because you serve a God of abundance. You serve a God of abundance. Point blank and a period. Right? So that's number 2. Number 3, the reason why a scarcity mindset is killing your dream. You don't like to share information. You so selfish. You so selfish. You have not come to understand that, and I say this all the time, and I have part of this to contribute to my mentor, is that the passion behind what you do, that's for you. The purpose in which you do it, that's for the people that you serve. And when it's all said and done, it's to give God the glory. That's the take I added on that, right? The passion, that's for you. The purpose behind what you do is for the people that you're called to serve. But when it's all said and done, when it all comes together, it's to give God the glory. So I ran across a post one time that I guess a girl that loves to write, she says, that's why I don't put my information, I don't like putting my information or my creative thoughts on the internet because people steal. So you are doing your people that you're called to serve a disservice because you're scared that somebody's going to take your information. Is that what you're saying? You're that selfish to where you're going to withhold all of the things, the thoughts, the creative ideas, the thought leadership stuff. You're going to hold all of that in because you scared somebody going to take your stuff. Okay, so you haven't realized that your gifts, your talents, and your calling is not about you. Your creativeness, like, it's not about you. Like, the knowledge that you can bring to the earth realm, it's not about you. It's for you to serve. But you don't like sharing your knowledge and your gifts and your talents and what you're good at because you think somebody's going to steal your method. When it's all said and done, can't nobody do it like you. They can try to steal your stuff, but can't nobody do it like you. So you're scared. Why? Scarcity mentality is what's killing your dream. Because you too worried about somebody trying to steal your stuff instead of you honing in on the simple fact that you're called to serve and help a certain person, and you don't want nobody stealing your stuff. It ain't about you, sis. Your calling is not about you. Your purpose is not about you. It's for those who you are called to serve. It was some I think my mentor had posted, like, me personally, I don't want to leave this earth still holding on to what God has called me to disperse out, to give out, right? I want him to say, like, well done, good and faithful servant. When I leave here, I want to be empty. Why? Because I'm not done until I'm finished. Like, I want to leave here empty. I want to say I've done all that I could do. I've made every program, like every creative idea that comes to my mind, I've let it go, God, and I've served you and I've served your people well, right? I'm not hoarding information because, God, I know that whatever you birthed in me, it's due to the help of the Holy Spirit. It's not technically all mine, right? It's not technically all mine. So if I know I'm called to serve, God, I want to leave her empty. I really want to hear you say, well done, good and faithful servant. Okay? I really do. Because it's not about me. So you holding on to information. Why? This scarcity mindset is going to hold you back from being able to allow God to catapult you into your destiny and what he's calling you to do and the people he's calling you to serve. Stop it. Stop it. It's not about you. Okay? The next one. The reason why scarcity is killing your dreams is you thinking small. You thinking small and you avoid risk. Okay, listen. This thinking small thing. Not only should you be careful of who you share your vision with, because everybody don't think at the same level in which you do. But you also have this thing where you thinking so small to the point where it's crippling, right? If you see yourself having, like, you don't want to think above, you don't want to think that you can have a multi-million-dollar empire. Like, you can't see that far. It's like if you can't see it, you don't want to believe it. And I challenge you to think that if you have to see it first in order for you to believe it, that does not take faith, right? Faith is the evidence of things. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen, right? So my thing is, thinking small is what's keeping you at this same mediocre level. It's keeping you at the same mediocre level, right? You're not growing if you're thinking on a small scale, right? How does a business scale? They're always thinking about the next opportunity to grow, right? They're always thinking about the next idea that's going to grow the business. You have to think on a larger scale. Playing small is going to keep you small. And I'm telling you, it is a faith journey, literally. But you have to see it in order for you to believe it to be true. You're going to stay there. Like you're going to stay there. Like, if I don't care if your family and family will cause you to constantly think small too. But I don't care what your family say. I don't care what your low level thinking peers say. If you have a vision and you see yourself so further than where you are, stay there and eliminate the people that is not conducive to your level of thinking, right? Eliminate the people that's not conducive to the level in which you're trying to get to. Eliminate them. That's okay. You may can come back for them later, right? They may not be conducive to what you're trying to do right now, and that's okay. That is really okay. All right? That is literally okay. Think bigger. And I want to know, like, if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, risk involved. And I put it in terms like this. You take a risk to drive your car every day. You take a risk to drive your car every day. There's a possibility that you could be in an accident. That's a risk every day. When for a woman to birth a child, that's a risk. Like, it's like we want to pick and choose what risk. We be like, okay, that's okay. I'll try that. I'll try that. Like, no. No. If you're trying to get to the next level, think higher, right? I'm telling you, since on this journey, I have invested in training. I have invested in mentors. I have invested in systems. Why? Because I'm focused on the bigger picture. I cannot be worried about what's in my plain view sight right now. I'm staying focused on the main outcome. I'm staying focused on the bigger vision. And the vision is serving who God has called me to serve and doing what I'm supposed to be doing flawlessly, right? Flawlessly. Because what I have come to understand, that it's not about me. It is not about me. And when you have that mentality where it's all about you, it's all about you, you take the focus off of the people and you avoid risk. It's not about you, right? And last but not least, the reason why a scarcity mindset is killing your dream is because you fear change. A lot of you all fear change. You literally fear change because you're comfortable with what you see. You're comfortable with what you see. And I want to know, I want to ask you, like, why do you fear change? Like a lot, I know some people that may have experienced a bad relationship and they're scared to get in a new one, right? Fear of change. I know people that have been working at a job for so long that they fear the change of losing that job. They fear the change of starting something on their own. They fear change. I want to know why. When God is not giving you the spirit of fear, He's giving you the power and the authority. 9 times out of 10, you don't operate in it because you don't believe it. You are so consumed with your natural sight. That you're not taking the time to even dive into God's word so you can build up that spiritual stamina to be able to truly walk by faith, right? But you fear change. You want to grow this business, but you fear change. You want to write that book, but you fear change. You want to start that podcast, but you fear change, right? You want to get married, but you fear change. You want to get out and date, but you fear change. Like, fear of change is what's holding you back and killing your dreams of what you really want to do. We have been conditioned to just take whatever. We have been conditioned to like suffer. And when we suffer, a lot of us suffer in silence, right? We have just been conditioned as a people to settle. We have been conditioned to not dream big. And the moment somebody bucks the system and decides to go all after their dream, like you want to hate on them. And I'm like, why? You've been afforded the same opportunity, right? The thing is, that person went hard after what they wanted, and you wanted to remain comfortable. So you didn't take no type of steps. None whatsoever, right? We have to shift that. We have to shift that, right? Because scarcity, the state of being scarce or in short supply, also understanding that the scarcity mindset is the belief that there will never be enough, resulting in feeling of fear, stress, and anxiety. Fear, stress, and anxiety. Scarcity, like I'm telling you, operating the scarcity that will keep you broke. I think about investments, right? I am so excited to start investing here soon. And I'm just like, if I was so consumed about like the vitality or however you say it, of like investing stuff, like I probably wouldn't do it. And I'll be like, oh, it's a down market. I don't want to lose no money. I think a lot of our problem, we're so attached to stuff. We're so attached to money. We're so attached to our things. We're just so attached to all of this stuff that losing it all, it's like, oh my gosh, how am I going to survive? That's your thought process because you're so attached to it. Money, a lot of y'all, like, you don't like spending money because it's like, I'm afraid to lose it. I'm so attached to it. Like, oh my gosh, right? Or even if you have money, you scared to spend it. Why? Because you don't want to get to that point ever again where you don't have it. I get it. But I'm telling you, I have decided to operate in a high level of faith and be grateful for what God is doing in and through me throughout the process. I'm telling you, this is a faith walk. And when it's all said and done, God just asks that you trust him. He just asks that you trust him. And of course, be obedient. But he just asks that you trust him. Trust. Right? We need to throw this scarcity mindset in the trash because there's more than enough. Right? We serve a God that is limitless. The resources are all there. A lot of times it takes us stepping out of our comfort zone, getting connected with the right people, being presented with the right opportunities. Sometimes it takes you searching online. Get out of your comfort zone. I will continue to say this. Working for somebody else. If you never want to leave your job, great. My thing is, I just don't want you putting all your eggs in one basket. That's all I got to say on that. But I will say this. Working for somebody else diminishes your creativity. I would have to admit that because I worked for somebody else for so long, I had to think like, shucks, writing emails, like learning how to be transparent and tell my story. Like, y'all, I've had to go through the process too. Why? Because I've been conditioned for so long for somebody to tell me what to think. I have been conditioned for so long for somebody to give me a list of duties and I just abide by it, right? It like we have been conditioned to not think. To not think, right? And so when you're trying to go on your own, that's a lot of y'all's problem. You're scared to step into the unknown because you've been so used to somebody handing it to you on a silver platter that you don't have the confidence in yourself that you can build you can literally live out your dream if you put forth the work, right? You can become debt free if you put forth the work. You can build something that man cannot take away, your spiritual walk, your physical health, and your financial well-being if you put in the work. But that scarcity mindset is what keeps us from taking steps. It keeps us from having faith in God as our source, to where we start depending on our resources, right? We put our hope in our resources instead of putting our hope in the Father that created everything. He created the trees, He created nature, He created the earth in its entirety. But we put our hope so much in the things that we see that He's just like, well, if you put your full trust in me, I can literally blow your mind, and you putting forth all of this effort trying to make stuff happen on your own, right? But child, I'm tired of getting today. I am coming out with the signature course. It's a premium program that is going to be dealing a lot with the mindset for people, women mostly, who are transitioning from an hourly employee to you wanting to be a profitable entrepreneur. It's called Mastership Over Mindset. And it is a 12-week program, hybrid program that consists of courses and one-on-one time with me, where we peel back all of the layers of what's stopping you from catapulting into what you know God has called you to do, for you to flourish in your business. So if you are an aspiring entrepreneur, you want to become one, but you don't technically have your ideas together, that's fine. If you are a professional side hustler and you've been one for years, but you still have a full-time job, I welcome you too. Even if you may be full-time in your business, but if you're not able to mentally get to the next level, it's for you too. So I'm definitely excited about it, right? We're going to cover a lot of the issues that's stopping you from getting to the next level in your business. Number one, it's identity. I go hard in identity, right? The next pillar is heart. The reason why you can't get no further in life than where you already are is because you're still holding on to heart stuff that you had to let go of. Healing, all right? The next one is money. I need you to understand that wealth is your birthright. Wealth is your birthright, but you're not acting like it, right? So we go over stuff dealing with that. And then next one, the last pillar is business. You unapologetically excelling in purpose God's way. That's a deal breaker right there. Why? Because I believe a lot of us, once again, are in businesses that we're not in alignment with. And that was once me, right? So I'm definitely excited about this program. I'm definitely excited about it. Like I said, it's a 12-week coaching program, taking one-on-one clients. And like I said, it's a hybrid approach where you have courses, you have to do the work. I don't want to take anyone that's not serious about shifting their mindset. I can't afford it. Why? Because I know if I put forth the effort to shift my mind and work on this faith journey, listen, you have to be ready to work. And the thing about it is, I know a lot of you that may be starting like out new in business, you have purchased courses, you have invested in, different business coaches and things like that. But at the end of the day, what you may not realize, that in order for you to excel in the actual work, they all take you through the mindset work first. When you look at it like that, every coaching program you decide you want to get into, they're always going to take you through the mindset work. And if you look at it like this, building a business is actually, to me, I don't know how true this is, but to me, I think it's 80% mental and 20% actually putting forth the work. That's why I prefer to focus only on mindset. That's why. Because your mindset is why you can't get no further than where you are. Shift your mindset, it will shift your business and your relationships and your life in its entirety. Right? So, I will be bringing forth more about the program, but I'm putting the bug in your ear right now. And so, child, that's it. Don't forget to share it out, because sharing is caring. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here and listen. we need to shift this scarcity mindset, okay? We serve an abundant God. There's more than enough, right? There's more than enough. I have no lack. I need you to say this. I have no lack. I have no concerns. I stress about nothing, right? Everything I need is within my reach, right? There is like everything, like there's nothing new under the sun. Everything I need is within reach. Everything I need, want, desire is within reach. Everything that I want, need, and desire is within reach. Right? Everything I want, need, and desire is within reach. There is no lack. I have more than enough. Right? Say it to yourself, child. Start writing you some affirmations. Okay? Because I'm big on that. We go through that in the program as well. So listen, that is all. Your girl finna get out in this sun, okay? And I will check back with you guys on Thursday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So until then, I love y'all.